looking at Euro JPY, and as you can see, we have a bearish trade going on right here with a stop loss of around 20 pips and a take profit of around almost 60 pips. So we're expecting a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. Now I'm going to try to walk you through the reasons why I took this trade, and we're just going to talk about the main reasons. We're not going to go into details. So right here I am on the daily chart. Now the first thing that I can see, actually the first thing that I can recommend to you guys is to not look at a too bigger portion of price action, especially the more you go to a bigger time frame, the less candles you should look at. Okay, so the idea is the following: the market does not have such a very big memory. You really shouldn't think about that. What you should know, in fact, is that the market does have a memory, but it is a very short-term memory. So that's why the bigger the time frame that you're looking at, the less candles you should focus on. So what I am currently focusing on right now on the daily chart from EJ is just this portion of the chart. So beginning with this candle, right, which is the 22nd of July. So I'm just looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, including the one from today. So this is all the information that I need from the daily chart to know whether I'm going to be a buyer or a seller today on this pair. So the reason why I'm taking a sell, and the reason why I believe this pair will go lower today, probably till yesterday's low, is the following. Biggest thing that pops to my attention is this very bullish candle in here. And the very next thing is this wick in here. I'm going to note the opening of this bullish candle with a horizontal line. And the reason why I'm doing this, what happened in here. So buyers came when this candle had opened. The buyers have outnumbered the sellers at the opening of this candle. Then when the market would reach the opening of this candle again, we would expect a rejection to the upside. We would also expect the sellers to not be able to deep below the lower wick of this candle. Why? Because this is actually the first place where buyers came into the marketplace. Judging by the fact that buyers have come into the marketplace in here, we shouldn't have seen the wick of this candle about almost 20 pips below this area in here. It's true that after that we have rejected. However, we should not have seen this wick going lower. Judging by this, we can say that the buyers which were active in here in this entire area were no longer that active. This candle closed bearish. So I'm going to note its opening because it's the price where sellers came into the marketplace and just tried to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and they actually managed to be more powerful than the buyers that we saw in here. So what I did in here is I've created a range, and right now we're going to go first on the H4 time frame. The sellers came here, had one touch to this line, then they had another touch, couldn't go lower, but then they actually came very decisive and they took this market lower. Buyers managed to take the market back up. So whatever the sellers were able to accomplish, the buyers were able to recover that back within about 4 hours. We're opening in here with a gap, a bearish gap. Usually a bearish gap means that there is more power to the downside than to the upside. The market then goes up, tries to go to new territories, but it's unable to go higher than the opening of that bearish candle from the daily chart. Then the market goes deeper again, almost reaching the lower portion of the range that we've defined in here. It's grabbing more steam to go up, and then again, when it reaches the upper side of this range, we are seeing again difficulties in trying to go up. This candle manages to close above. However, the very next candle, not only that it dips below the opening of the candle, it has the ability to drop lower than the lowest point of this candle also. So basically what we're seeing within these two candles, okay, is what we saw earlier on the daily time frame. So it's a pattern which is repeating inside itself. So right now, considering that we tried to go up at the opening of this current candle that is right now trading, we tried to go up, we just couldn't do that. We couldn't form a higher high, and then we started to deep below. What I am thinking is that the majority of the liquidity that we have in this market is at the low of the previous day, which is in here where I also placed my take profit, believing more that since we're just unable to breach in a very firm way above our range, and considering that we have sell side liquidity resting below previous day's low, my judgment tells me that we are most likely going to go down for that liquidity, especially since we've already grabbed liquidity that we had above yesterday's high. Okay, so we have grabbed the liquidity resting above yesterday's high. We are unable to breach through in a very firm manner, so I'm not seeing anything relevant in here rather than just a very narrow consolidation. And probably if we're going to go to M15, there you go, we will see this very narrow consolidation. Okay, so the fact that I'm consolidating after I have eaten liquidity from above yesterday's high, and also the fact that I'm consolidating when I'm reaching the opening of that bearish candle that we marked in here, which is this one that has a very long tail to the downside. This is telling me more that we should go south and target the liquidity that we have below yesterday's low. So this is my input on Euro JPY. Make sure to comment on my videos and let me know what you think of the details that I'm providing. Let me know whether there are any currency pairs that you'd like me to review, that you'd like me to give you my input on. Try to stick to maximum 3 pairs a week. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you found value within my teachings, then make sure to share my videos with your peers, with your colleagues, with your friend traders, or with any other friends that you might have and might be interested in learning how to trade the Forex market. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching once again, and I hope you have a nice day.